Good morning, everybody. Thursday, November 22nd. Happy Thanksgiving, if you choose to celebrate that tradition. I'm going to do my best to start splitting up these videos. I know I say that, but it's got to happen this time because there's so much stuff going on out there that it gets difficult to fit it all in one video a day. So I'm going to make it topical and start splitting things up. And in this one, we're going to get political. So we're going to talk Clinton Foundation, Huber, Whitaker, Saudi Arabia, and the CIA, and a few other things. And a couple things before we get started, though. First of all, it's the 55th anniversary of John F. Kennedy's assassination, and we know very well it was the deep state, the rogue intelligence agencies that took him out because he was trying to make change, make revolution, stand up to them. So rest in peace, John F. Kennedy. We won't let you down with that revolution. Where we go one, we go all. And second thing is shout out to a sponsor of this YouTube channel in Rugged Reserves. They have a Black Friday special going on with their Patriot flashlight. You can get 25% off of one of these. There'll be a coupon code down below in the description. And these are badass little devices. They're solar-powered flashlights. Solar-powered, very bright. It's got a compass on it. It even has a USB charger on it. So these are extremely handy for camping, backpacking, just to throw in a go bag in case you need it. And they make very good self-defense weapons too. These are pretty sturdy things. So again, coupon code, description down below. Go check them out. Now let's get into the business I want to discuss. So first of all, we're going to talk Huber. So Q linked us this Hill article, remember, that was the first to relay the fact that Huber is going to be testifying for the House Republicans on December 5th. And a few other news outlets began reporting on it. Gateway Pundit ran this article saying Special Prosecutor John Huber to testify to House GOP on Department of Justice's probe of Clinton Foundation after Thanksgiving. That is on December 5th. Remember, the 5th of December. I think it's going to be a really good day. And then Zero Hedge putting out their version of it saying the House GOP is working with whistleblowers in the Clinton Foundation probe. So this is an added extra detail that came out in these articles. Is not only is Huber testifying in front of the House on December 5th, but it seems that we're going to get a couple of whistleblowers to discuss their dealings with the Clinton Foundation. So I'm very interested to see what they have to say, and we'll talk about the Clinton Foundation a little bit later in this video. Now I want to discuss Whitaker. So Q also said that the attacks on Whitaker are only going to intensify, and that is absolutely the case. If you just Google Matthew Whitaker, you can see all of these stories coming out and all of the corporate propaganda, deep state media trying to throw shade, trying to dog on Whitaker. CNN claiming that a U.S. agency is going to open a case file on potential Whitaker Hatch Act violations. Not just that, we have the New York Times trying to throw shade on him for some money that he took from a nonprofit for basically looks like doing his job. And then just the articles galore trying to attack, trying to smear Whitaker. This one here, abovethelaw.com, really just smearing him because of some answers he gave when he was trying to run for the Iowa Supreme Court about 8 years ago. Really just ridiculous articles trying to attack Whitaker. So it's obvious that the deep state is scared that Whitaker is going to do some business on him, drop the hammer, maybe unseal some indictments. Who knows what part Whitaker is going to play, but I think it's going to be a very crucial one, quite obviously, because deep state wouldn't be running all of these smear pieces if they didn't want him there and if he wasn't going to do something against them. Now let's talk about an outage. Lots of outages actually going around. We had Facebook down just the other day for 13 hours. Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, because they're all owned by Facebook. We had iTunes go down the very same day for customers around the nation. And then we had Comcast Internet and TV down for users nationwide. So many outages going on. I'm wondering if particular groups are testing the systems in case they want to make them all go down for some reason or another, right? Say indictments get unsealed or something starts to hit the fan and they need to cover their ass. Well, hey, they'll just pull the plug on social media or even on the internet itself. Very possible. And it seems like they're already giving themselves an excuse if they do pull the plug on anything. We had this article come out saying that government agency warning, space storms could cause mass blackouts. So they're already sliding this excuse out into the public consciousness to give themselves some plausible deniability in case our communication systems did go down. But one thing I want to note on this topic, on this article, is that it's very truthful, okay? So yes, it could be used as an excuse by the deep state in case comm systems do go down, but the fact of solar storms affecting grids, power grids, communication grids on Earth is a very real thing, very important thing, and actually, in fact, with the changes going on in the electromagnetic structure of our sun, of our Earth, of our whole solar system galaxy, in fact, our Earth is becoming much more susceptible to grid failures from solar weather, from cosmic energy. So it's a very important topic. That's why I track solar weather daily. Solarham.net, Suspicious Observers, and a few other YouTube channels are great ones. Tracking solar weather is imperative, but it's also good to know that the deep state could be using that as an excuse. So, complicated situation here. Space storm's very real, could be an excuse deep state uses in case communication systems do go down. Important notes to make. Now let's discuss MI6 battling to stop Donald Trump releasing classified Russia probe documents. MI6, the intelligence arm of Britain, rogue factions there, much like there's rogue factions in our own CIA here in America. MI6 does not want the FISA documents to be declassified. Of course, not only do those FISA documents out a whole lot of deep staters in this country, in the FBI, DOJ, and CIA, but from across the Atlantic in Britain, many bad actors there get implicated with FISA being disclosed as well. So no wonder this came out in the Telegraph from the UK saying that MI6 is battling Donald Trump to stop the release of these FISA declassification. But it's coming, guys. It's coming all in due time. We got Huber testifying very soon. We got Whitaker in place as the acting attorney general now with plenty of indictments that he could unseal. And we have FISA declassification starting that snowball. Lots of things looking to line up in the very near future. Now a word on Saudi Arabia. I'm seeing this topic trigger the shit out of a load of people, and I'm seeing a very narrow view they have on this topic when they get triggered. So we even have Mattis, Secretary of Defense James Mattis, saying that the CIA has not fully established who is responsible for Khashoggi's killing. So Khashoggi was that journalist who was killed in Saudi Arabia. The CIA recently came out with a, quote, report from themselves that claimed that it was Crown Prince bin Salman who ordered the hit. And this whole story, the journalist being killed, the CIA report coming out, all of it seems to be painting Crown Prince bin Salman as the bad guy, and it's stressing the relationship, the newfound relationship between Crown Prince bin Salman and Donald Trump here. Now remember, it's not a all Saudi Arabia is bad thing. There are bad factions. There's an old guard in Saudi Arabia being outed. At the very same time, there is an old guard, bad factions being outed here in America, right? So what the deep state is doing with this journalist killing, I wouldn't be surprised if the CIA or some bad factions in Saudi Arabia ordered it themselves. And why they did it is because the good guys, the white hats in America, seem to be forming certain relationships with good guys with white hats in Saudi Arabia. Crown Prince bin Salman being one of those. He was the one who ordered that corruption purge just over a year ago in Saudi Arabia. Corruption purge. And Crown Prince bin Salman seems to be leading actual social, societal change for the better in Saudi Arabia. So it completely makes sense that this is all a false flag of sorts. It's all a contrived narrative just to put pressure on the good guys, the white hats forming alliances with white hats in America. You see what I'm saying? So even SecDef Mattis saying that, well, CIA, we don't really know if that report is true. And, a lot of people I'm seeing triggered about the defense of Saudi Arabia. Now, I'm not defending Saudi Arabia. I'm sure there's plenty of bad actors in Saudi Arabia, just like there's plenty of bad actors in America. But when I see change for the better, I don't care who's doing it. I don't care where it's from. I'm going to be for it. So that's my thoughts on this whole Saudi Arabia issue we see going on. It's very complicated. It takes some deeper than surface level thinking and analysis to really come to understand it. And you have to have been following the events in Saudi Arabia since last year to help with that deeper understanding. You see, that corruption purge is pivotal to understanding this. It's Al Walid that's the bad guy here, not necessarily Crown Prince bin Salman. And last note, Clinton Foundation, let's talk about them again. Clinton Foundation donations plummet 90%. This is absolutely hilarious. So Zero Hedge reporting here that the Clinton Foundation saw contributions dry up 90% over only 3 years between 2014 and 17. So back in 2014, when all these deep state folks were sure that Hillary Clinton was going to take the presidential nomination, they were giving her hundreds of millions of dollars. In fiscal year, it looks like 2014-15, Clinton Foundation was making over $200 million in contributions per year. And only a couple years later, in 2017, that dried up by 90%, down to just over $20 million. So right here, this tweet at the bottom of the article says it all. When they can't play, nobody wants to pay. So when Clinton didn't get into the presidency and all these deep state folks started realizing, oh crap, our whole worldwide plan for global domination is ruined, well, they stopped giving her money. Total contributions, 90% dried up. That sucks. No wonder Hillary Clinton and all of her deep state friends just look so stressed out right now. They are stressed out and they're running scared. People think things aren't changing. Things are absolutely changing. Just look at what they're saying. Look how scared they are. The donations are drying up. Things are totally changing. And very soon they're going to be changing much, much faster. Like we've been saying, Huber testifying, Whitaker in place. People, bad actors, deep state running scared because of FISA declassification. I think there's a lot that's still going to happen by the end of 2018, and I think 2019 is going to be a year where we see some real change take place. So that's it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for clicking that bell, notifying yourself when these videos pop out. Plenty of people don't get notified, but hope you do. And I'll be talking to you very soon. Take care.